You are now listening to the world-famous Gamer Boyz Podcast.
What's good, fam? It's your boy Jorge. We got a special Gamer Boyz episode today. I got my guy, like always, Pilot Hero in the studio.
What's up, y'all? Happy to be here on a Sunday.
And
it's
we
crazy.
we got 7-time X Games gold medalist Matt Buyten in the house.
From Minden, Nevada, Buyten at 37 feet.
All he has to do is get over that middle bar and it's gold medal time.
There it is. Medal time. Gold for Buyten.
Wow. Great job. He had some room to spare there. Great job.
What's up, man?
Nasty.
Hey, not much, man. Happy to be here. It's cool, man. Thank you.
Yeah, I haven't seen you in a while, so it's really cool that we're basically going to be able to catch up on the show.
Yeah, I'm stoked. We've been good friends for a while and haven't seen you, so definitely happy to be here. It'll be awesome.
Okay.
It's going to be rad. We did talk about this before. You have been on a podcast before.
Yep.
How many? Like, do you kind of ballpark it?
I think I've probably been on like 4 or 5.
Okay, cool. So a good little handful.
Like
right
Moto podcast?
Moto podcast.
Yeah, I'm like
Sick.
rookie, but not rookie.
No, hey,
Like,
no, that's better than status.
like, somewhere right there.
Right on.
So let's just get into it. Let's talk about your like upbringing from like little kid. How was that?
Yeah, all right. Yeah, just grew up here in Carson City, Nevada, and riding BMX just like any normal kid, and building jumps and, block of wood and a piece of plywood or an old used tire, even though, and then just lay the plywood on there. And if it gets crooked, then you got to kind of lean into it, right?
Yeah.
So, and then just started building jumps in Indian Hills over there on the south side of Carson City, and building jumps, pulling sagebrush out and shoveling up some dirt, and just was stoked. Just got into watching Supercross when I was like 10, and just loved riding and loved jumping. Just grew a straight attraction to it right away, and I didn't look back. I just was dedicated to it. And then coming along, growing up, and I believe I was about in seventh grade, and then Mason and Bubs and Miller, a couple of those guys that I went to school with, they were a grade behind me, and that's about when I met them in '92 and started racing. And it was pretty cool to see, like, just all of us grew up racing together, and going all around and having fun, and just we were able to turn it into freestyle motocross. Came around in '97, and we were able to put something together. I wasn't really fortunate enough to go around racing too much, and I definitely like jumping better, and didn't have the patience to train, and got sick of doing laps, I think, like a lot of guys do. So I enjoyed flying through the air, as I again, my background doing BMX dirt jumping was big for me, and I just loved doing a few tricks, and saw one of my buddies, Dustin, do a knack, and I thought I would just try it, and I just did it. I was like, how the hell? I'm
cool.
like, damn.
Like first nature, huh?
First try. Like, I just watched him do it, like Jerry McGrath style knack. And I'm like, holy cow, my buddy Steve Cordell, he tried it and just couldn't do it.
Yeah.
Like, and then just started doing like no footers and no footed cans. And then freestyle motocross came around. I was doing that probably when I was like 15 or so. And then, I just brought it over to the dirt bike. I got sick of pedaling, and the throttle was cooler and you could jump farther. So it wasn't a hard decision for me to go over to the motocross bike.
Yeah, that's good, because that was going to be my next question. Out of the group that grew up here, basically everyone kind of just got on dirt bikes. You have more of that BMX background, so I was wondering what changed. Obviously, like financially, it's probably a little bit easier to do BMX than it is moto. So I was wondering, like, what made you change from BMX to dirt bikes?
Well, yeah, I mean, there's, living over in Indian Hills, there's a big hill you got to ride over to come into Carson City. So we had jumps there, but we wanted to ride all the jumps. There's different patches around Carson City. I think there's probably about 5 different places to hit some BMX dirt trails. So Steve and I, after school, we'd ride into Carson up and over the hill in the wind, and then go hit all the dirt jumps. And then his mom worked at the state building, so we just make sure we're there around 5 or 6 when she got off work. Yeah, throw our bicycles in the Suburban, and she would drive us back to. So we did that multiple times, or we'd pedal back. And but just as we grew up, and I was initially attracted to motocross a lot more, so, and then growing up with the guys there, just had so much fun with them riding and whatnot. Good group. We laughed a lot. We just had a blast. And, but yeah, no, just, brought it over to there, and it was cool. I enjoyed doing that.
Yeah. I love that nostalgicness too, to be able to look back and be like, holy smokes, this is where it all started. This might be a premature question, but like at this point now, I mean, your life's good, everything. Is there a moment where you think that you could have made a change and your whole career path would have been entirely different, maybe? Or
man, I mean, you can't. It's really hard. I mean, That's a pretty good question. So, I mean, I don't know. I mean, I made every decision that I could, the best one at the time. And just my biggest thing was just knowing that, like, not coming from much, that I had to capitalize on opportunities. So, I really made a chance on doing that. And there's a big one that we can talk about at the first X Games qualifier in Reno that I think that was a game changer for me, that pretty much boosted me into X Games. So, but
that's the goods.
I mean, it's cool, and
right on.
Like, yeah, it's I don't think so.
Yeah,
I think it kind of just, I just let the cookie crumble and held her wide open.
I love that.
As a cookie roll.
Open wide, absolutely.
That's good. That's good. So you talked about growing up, loving Supercross.
Mm-hmm.
So later in your life, once you got into the discipline, and we'll talk about that, but the major discipline that you did, and you're known for over in X Games and everything, which is a step up.
Mm-hmm.
Then you were able to compete against probably dudes that you saw racing Supercross, MC Jared McGrath, which was one of the best guys ever to do it. So you watched him race, and then all of a sudden you're battling him. You're battling Ricky Carmichael. So how's that?
Yeah, that escalated quickly. I was like, because I won the first one in 2003, then, you win a gold medal, then that automatically put you in the next year, and didn't have to do a qualifier anymore. So I kind of like got bumped in there. And the next year I was having shoulder dislocating problems on my right shoulder. And so, yeah, we were doing practice in 2004. And then, I hear Jerry McGrath's going to be there. And I'm like, holy cow, like he's the king, we looked up to him forever. And so I'm sitting there in step up, and my shoulder comes out in practice. I put it back in,
of course.
And then we're doing the contest, and I got so much tape on that thing. I got an EVS brace, and I ate like a handful of ibuprofen.
Yikes.
And just let it eat from there. It's all you can do. Icy hot.
Yeah.
Lubed her up and gave my dad a handful of ibuprofen in his pocket and said, "Let's go do it." So yeah, it's
wild.
It was pretty crazy because I'm sitting there and I'm like, oh my God, it's Jerry McGrath. Look how cool his bike is. Oh shit, I got to run. And then I come back, I'm like, oh shit, my shoulder hurts. Oh cool, Jerry McGrath. Dude, holy shit, this is really Jerry McGrath. Look in the stands. And I'm like, oh crap, I got to go again. And then it came down to me and him and I at the end, and my shoulder was coming out, and the Staples Center was going, but I didn't give a rat's ass like who the hell it was.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what, one time I was racing 80s, and it was Northern Nevada, one of the bigger races where all the California kids would roll over, and like Brett Racine and Jeff Northrup and Jesse Ketchum, they're all factored Cowie and Suzuki, and I was like, talking to him, and I was kind of like, intimidated. I was a 13-year-old kid or so, and intimidated by him. And my dad told me, he's all, they put pants on the same way you do. Go out there and kick their ass. Obviously, I didn't have a chance against those guys, but ever since then, it stuck in my head. And so that's where it was. That brought over to X Games. I didn't give a shit that it was Jerry McGrath and Carmichael, and let's go.
That's some good advice.
I love that.
That moment there was a kind of a career-defining moment for you, right? Because you won that one?
No, I won in 2003, and then I was having the shoulder. I think that's kind of what put me on the map too.
Yeah, I was at that event actually.
The shoulder coming out, put the shoulder back in. It came out once in practice, and then it was all swollen for the event, and then came out twice during the contest. Yeah. So stick that puppy back in and suck it up, and then every when I'd land, I would just clench as hard as I could, and just take it, hoping that it didn't come out. And if not, if it did come out, I knew how to put it back in at least. I couldn't barely feel my throttle. It was my right shoulder. Everything was numb, and I was just, just like matting that thing, just letting the bike sing. And it was actually Mike Mason's practice arena cross bike. So, I mean, we can get on that. It's cool. Like how a lot of us Nevada boys laddered each other up to make it.
Yeah.
It's really cool.
So, like I said, though, that was a career defining moment for you because X Games kind of thrives on the whole drama aspect of, even if there is no drama, I feel like they try to make everything drama.
Yeah.
And then even now, like, I don't know if you saw, like, I believe last year or whatever, how they still try to do like, oh my God, he did this. And then you hear Mike in the booth and he's just like, yeah, that's cool. Like, it's not that big of a deal,
right?
But they try to make it, and I get it because it's more of a show, for the ratings and stuff. But yours was a legit thing that was happening. Your shoulder was popping out as you would land, and then it's like, is he going to be able to ride again? And then all of a sudden, cameras are on you. Someone's putting it back in, and then you're lining up again to do it, and you're battling with MC, and it was like, it went on for a while. Yeah. So I remember that year. I was there, and then the very next day, you went out and did freestyle. Yeah. No. That was in 2003 that I did that. Oh, okay. Yeah. But it was intense in 04. Like I had like the whole militia, they're all dressed up in their outfits. You know, Deegan they were like punching at the air. They were all fired up on the side behind the scenes. They're like, do not let a racer beat us. I'm like, I'm trying. I'm like, and so they were like super passionate, like Deegan and Link and Twitch and Feist, they're all yelling at me, dude. I'm like, I look up to you guys. Stop yelling at me. And then I'm like, oh shit, Jeremy. Oh, cool. His bike's cool. Oh shit, put the shoulder back in. Go. So, like, it was like that's wild. It was an intense thing. So yeah, for sure. And then just the Staples Center was rocking. The energy was hot. Like you said, the drama and I haven't been nicknamed Fighting Buyten for nothing. Yeah, that's crazy. What was your favorite battle that you've had in Step Up? I think I really enjoyed the first year. Like I didn't even know. I mean, Pastrana was even in it, Metzger. It was like the whole shebang. And, just looking up to those guys, that one was really great. But man, I had some dirty ones with Ronnie Renner. And I think the biggest, gnarliest one was in 2012. I personally cleared 46.6. So 46 feet and 6 inches. It's pretty gnarly. And I hit out on 47. Apparently all the head ups at X Games were radioing down. Give them both gold. Stop them. They're going to die. Like it was, man, you just land like, and it was just like, I didn't even give a shit what I had to do. I just cleared the bar. And then I was like, you can't like worry about the landing. All I cared about was clearing the bar and the bike not hitting it. That's all I worried about and pinning it. Like, damn. And it was just like it was a go for gold for sure. So there's some hairball moments, and one of them, it got stuck. Like it got away from me, and it got like stuck, looped out. Like for like 2 weeks, the next 2 weeks after X Games, like I probably woke up like 3 times in the middle of the night with a hot flash and had to sit on the side of my bed. Like you fell off a cliff or something. Like dude, it was like I had nightmares like the next few nights, but I just got back above that bad Betty and got it. And then we kept going, and man, you smash your balls in the next gear, and you got a brand new gripper seat. You're trying to make your bike look good, and you just put your berries on there, and then it just like gets a little that's not cool. And then you're like, you just get your breath back, and then like the bar's higher, and you're like, mother of God, I gotta do it again. So Step Up's not for everyone. It was just it was definitely a bonsai event for me. But I would say the most ruthless one and heavy battle was in 2012 with Renner, I'd say. Damn, that's nuts. So for people that don't know what Step Up is, it's an event. It's like a high jump. So Olympics have pole vaulting, high jump, whatever it is. It's that on a dirt bike. Yeah. So we hit like a 10 to 13 foot tall quarter pipe dirt lip shaped, and then when you said you launched out 47 feet, that's above what you're hitting, right? No, that's ground level. Oh, the ground level. Yeah, they calculate they measure the jump to the top of the landing and then up from there. So total from the ground. Oh, that's sick. Yeah,
dude, that's wild. Yeah, you have to have some sort of mindset, right? Like to get into this captivating zone of like, that's the only goal. Yeah, I just, the cameras are right there. I just block it out, and I would just focus so much on my throttle and just focus on my line and just making sure I got like a perfect drive start. And then when I knew I got that, then I just put my left leg up, and I just hammer the clutch, dump that puppy, and map the throttle and hang the fuck on and pull her up, and then next thing get it up and over the bar, and then
I had a straight attack where, you know, I think the other guys had a better one ripping it, but I don't know. It just worked for me and I won. So I was committed to my style. It may have not looked the best, but it worked here and there. You know, so.
How hard is it to put everything, like shut everything out?
You know, it's a whole different mindset. You know, you're in the Staples Center, you know, I mean, Kobe Bryant's home, like,
Massive.
dude, like, and back then, you know, it was sold out. Like there's thousands of people. I mean, your phone's blowing up before everyone's doing this. People are sneaking Snickers on your bike. Like, it's just, you know, then you got like, it's just like a lot, you know, interviews. It's a lot of pressure and stuff. But, you know, I just knew, I don't know. It kind of weirdly, I didn't have to try. It kind of came natural. And I think that's why it kind of benefited me. Like, I just would like I said, I just focused on one thing. And like, all I knew is I didn't have to hit the bar, because I think if you thought about the bar, you're hitting the bar. So all I did was focus on my start and hammer it. And then just make sure I just would hold my bars into my hips, like as long as I could, to where like, I know that it's like, I'm about to stay looped out. So there's a lot of puckering in there for sure. That was some hang on Billy stuff. Yeah. Like, so yeah, you know, it's wild for sure. And it's just a big black and white flash. Like you just got punched by the biggest dude when you land. I would just clench the bars as hard as I could and just like flex as hard as I could when I landed. And it would just be a black and white flash. And I'm like, oh, cool, I didn't crash. Oh, my nuts.
Yeah.
Did that ever weigh on you though? As far as like you know, so basically you clear it and there's a guy up next and he has to clear or you win. So you're sitting there, all of a sudden they clear, you're like, oh shit, I got to do this again now. Was there, not saying that you would quit, but ever like...
It fatigues you 100%. So what I would do is I would just keep a totally relaxed mindset and just get nice starts all the way up to 30 feet. When 30 feet came, when we got over 30 feet, then I knew dudes would start getting fatigued and nervous. But I was relaxed all the way up till I got to 30 feet. And then that's when I put on my game face. Before, I would just keep my heart rate down and just get nice drives and just practice. And that I was practicing my starts when everyone's worried about the bar in the contest. Right. I was pacing my mind out to stay low and level keyed. And then once I got at 30 feet, then I got serious. And like I knew but I knew after that, those impacts are rough. And, you know, I mean, everybody takes them differently. And, you know, I knew like it's completely horrible. There's nothing good about it. Like I said, it's like so scary to like, and then when you hit the bar, like it gets tangled up in your front end and then you're like watching it. Sometimes it stops your front tire. A stopped front tire on a dirt bike in the air is not safe, especially when you're like, if you're jumping a jump, it's like bad. But if you're going like straight up, then it really just like, it's this like stale, like uncomfortableness. Yeah. So like, you know, it doesn't stop it all the time, but it can. But, you know, then the bar's getting tangled up and you're like coming back down the landing and you're like with the bars like floating down with you. So it's, you know, I think it wore on people pretty quickly, you know, and I think I just had like a warrior attitude and had to like, I don't know. I just didn't give a fuck and like pinned it, you know, that's honestly how I did it. Like it was nothing special. That's what I did, you know?
Yeah. So I said you have 7 gold medals, which is very, very impressive. But you also have 12 medals altogether. So, yeah, we could consider you one of the GOATs of that event.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And it went better than I expected, man. Just to even get into X Games would be awesome. And then to leave with quite a few medals is, you know, I'm extremely humbled and, you know, heart, passion, and not giving it up is one thing that can get you what you want in life, you know, and it's pretty cool. I mean, I love looking back on it now, and I compressed my back for sure, but I'm still walking, so we're sweet.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say next. I'm like, you're walking. I mean, I'm sure you can ride a bike just fine. I mean, what a good way to walk away from something so intense. Yeah, that's like, oh man, because when we had Mike Mason on, he was saying like, hey, I'm lucky enough to like walk still after that whole shindig, and I'm always thinking like, man, it is like for not a non-rider myself, I'm like, this is intense. Like people don't understand. Yeah, you're on a motorized vehicle, you know, but they're like, oh, BMX, that's one thing, you know, like you can lift this bike up, it's no problem, but they don't realize that just because you're on a motorized vehicle, you get it up in the air, you're still picking the sucker up.
Yeah, it's 250 pounds, and you know, I was like 150, 155. You know, I mean,
that's a trip.
Yeah, last summer I jumping and, I was still doing demos and stuff. And I just caught myself sitting there way too many times. Like, why am I doing this? Why am I here? So I just listened to myself and I think it was time to pull myself out. So,
you're completely done riding as far as freestyle motocross, any discipline around those lines, you're done with that.
Yeah.
But you're still, looks like you're motoing a lot now.
Yeah, hung it up in freestyle motocross. I think it was time, and it's they say when and I was kind of confused because Miller and Mason and a few guys and Bubs, a lot of guys have retired Bell and and I'm the older one, so I'm like, why am I still going? Like, what's wrong with me? But like, I was having fun, and I do have fun, and those guys definitely do too. And I was like, it's just. I was like, well, screw it. Someone's paying me on a dirt bike. Let's go, So, so I kept going. And then I had 3 big crashes this summer with a newborn coming and stuff. It just, I think that was a big factor. And I just wanted to be home. I didn't want to be out on the road for me. It wasn't a good decision. I didn't think, so I wanted to be home to help, Crystal with Baby Jet and make sure I'm there for that. So, and then I was just sitting there sitting at too many shows and they're thinking like, what am I doing here? Like, I was just like, there ain't nothing else I could do. I've been all over the world and, I got the medals in X Games and whatnot and I had a magnificent career. So I was like, but so then, I've rotated over back to racing. I've always loved racing and stuff. It goes back to day one when I loved Supercross and everything. And I didn't get a chance to do Loretta's, and I don't know if I'm smart for doing it or stupid, but to me, it's just always kind of bothered me in the back of my heart. So, I'm making a push to do it, before I get a little bit older. I'm 42. So figured, dust off the motor scooter and burn some laps go be miserable in the heat in Tennessee because that's real smart.
I do love that hungry mindset though of yours. So like that's what me and Jorge just kind of strive on is like just trying to stay as hungry as humanly possible on something that you just know is something that you're supposed to be doing. I mean, luckily, you're doing it just your way, and I think it's badass, man. Honestly,
you guys got to stick with your show. Like I was telling you, like not giving up, heart and passion. I think. I was about to hang it up. I broke my left humerus in 2 spots, fractured my spine, and broke my jaw in 4 spots. And like I had all these doctor bills, and then I was super bummed. And I called Mason, just sad. Like I got to sell my bike. I was like 21 years old. Okay. I was like, I got to sell my bike. And then like I called Miller too. And they're like, do not sell your bike. Miller started taking off and he loaned me $1,500, driving an older truck and living with the parents. And then ended up, I was like, working on Carson City. I was doing, construction, metal roofs, rain gutters. I was busting tables at Red's, bar backing. And then for 2 weeks, I was working those 2 jobs, bar backing and busting tables, construction. And then I folded towels for 2 weeks with Mission Linen.
What? Oh, I know exactly
Mission Linens over there off Fairview. Yeah. So for 2 weeks, I stuck 3 jobs out. And I was like, I was just so sick of not having no money. I'm like, dude, what do I got to do? So, man, I ended up like, those guys talked me into not selling my bike. Thank God. High five to those guys. And then, because we started doing tricks, Mason and we learned seat grabs the same day out in the ranchos on this dirt double. And like sick. Miller and Drake started taking off and we wanted to, we were trailing right behind him. Mason was still running a strong arena cross program. And then, I didn't, I was going to, I was like I got to make a change. Like I just like had this sense in me that like I'm just bigger, like I did everything I can around Carson City and, I didn't go to college. What do I got to do? Right. So I was going to try to be a Navy SEAL. I was talking to a Navy recruiter. I was getting information to go to Central California to do underwater welding. Or I had the Warped Tour lined up or Mark Burnett's freestyle tour. So I was like, I'm doing something. I'm getting out of here.
Look at your options.
So I was like,
not bad.
Yeah. So I was like, luckily I got on Mark Burnett's tour and then, I started taking off on that. And then, he had Step Up in there. So that's how I got groomed up Step Up. And Mason and I were actually messing around in the sand pits and ranchos, like trying to act like Tommy Clowers messing around. We were just like joking. Like it wasn't even like I thought that we'd be in X Games doing that, it was like, what a trip. We just ride and act like Tommy Clowers over the jump, like we just thought it was fun being dorks on the dirt bikes out on the dirt mounds out there. And then, so I ended up getting on Mark Burnett's tour and then he had Step Up a bunch. And then, they had a Reno X Games qualifier at the end of the summer in 2002. And we did the qualifier, 20 dudes make the night show. If you got top 10, you could ride big air and step up. I got 11th. So I had just chugged a beer. I was halfway geared down. And Jane, the secretary, comes over. She's like, hey, can you ride step up? Deegan backed out. Capitalizing on opportunities.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
This is how that happened. Yes. So I'm like, I just had a beer and I'm trying to be good, right? Like I'm like new to it. They're like, can you ride? And I'm like, yeah.
I'm like, yeah.
I can ride with beer in me.
Maybe that beer helped you out, right?
Oh, no
the
doubt.
best damn course I'd ever had.
Yeah.
So I go out there and then Miles Richmond and I are dicing back and forth for the win. So I ended up getting the win. So then you get a win and that gets you into X Games and then all that from there. So yeah, I started taking off and then Mason had some issues in arena cross, or he was kind of ending his arena cross, still not issues in arena cross. I think, didn't say that right, but
yeah,
you know what I mean. He was winding down his arena cross career and then he was kind of down in the dumps and I loaned him $1,500 and Miller gave him a CRT 50 and then there goes Mason, you know. So
sick.
It's really cool. I love our story, how we all like really laddered each other up, you know, like Miller was kind of like the ringleader and paved the way, and Drake, and then, you know, Foster and Bell, and, you know, Tim O'Brien had been in there. There's like, you know, a bunch of us, Derek Blue, Adam Jones had moved in here, Greg Garrison. I mean, who else am I forgetting? There's a bunch of us.
Bubs.
Yeah, Bubs. Nate Tierney tried to do a cliffhanger, and that was the end of his freestyle career.
Yeah, I probably have photos of that.
But yeah, no, so it was
wild.
really cool. So
I
we
love that backstory.
You know,
That's sick.
you know, a bunch of dudes not coming from much, and we laddered each other up to make it, and it's just like really cool to like. I'm still amazed by it to today.
Yeah.
No, yeah. I mean, that's you know, one day I kind of want to make a documentary. I've been actually thinking about it. I told Adam Jones about this, you know, a few weeks back, but you know, like we were like in the wrong era in a sense, because at that time Metal Militia was king, but then yet if it wasn't Metal Militia, who else was it? It was the NBHC crew, which was us.
Yeah,
you know,
there were some Phoenix guys, at Dissler Brothers and Adam Jones. I mean, Nate Adams,
Andy Jones,
Andy Jones.
But that's the thing. What I'm saying is like this crew was actually big, but we were kind of under the spotlight because of Metal Militia was so big. Yeah. You know, so if it wasn't Metal Militia, it could have been us that were like the Metal Militia, basically, is what I'm trying to say. Yeah. But a lot of people don't know that story and how, you know, how you're breaking it down right now, how you started and then May started and then really like the main guy that was there was Miller. Yeah. Here's our Brian Deegan, our general, our ringleader. Exactly. So he didn't give a fuck and just you know, paved the way. Like he wasn't scared to give anybody hell. Like he didn't care who anybody was. You know, and we all put pants on the same way. Yeah, help people out. Yeah. So
that was a big one.
Yeah, that's crazy, man.
Yeah, I've always thought about doing like a cool like Nevada like Western like photo shoot, like cover shoot with all of us, and then like
gotta make it happen,
and then do a chapter with everybody's chapter, you know, like you know, chapter 1 Dustin Miller, chapter 2 Drake McElroy, and then like, you know, do all that. I've always thought of that too.
I want to be there.
Like cool.
I just want to.
Hey, you guys are the people
that
be the
camera guy.
Well, can I just say action?
Yeah, you know, you'll hold the little clip thing.
Yeah, there we go.
Yeah, that's crazy.
That'd be sick.
All right, so I wanted to ask you. You kind of touched on it already, but how does it feel like coming from where you come from, Carson City, Nevada, and then not only the group that we had, like a lot of people just became successful and did their own thing, but you especially, like, you know, winning so many medals at X Games, being considered, you know, one of the top people in that discipline, which is step up. And just everything you've done in your career, like how's that? Oh, also you've we'll get into that in a sec, but so how's that make you feel just coming from where you came from?
You know, it's just I'm speechless, man, just because, you know, I know how hard I work. Everyone has their own story, and, you know, it ain't easy. And, you know, I mean, I talked to a lot of people over the years, and, you know, like I just straight up tell them like heart, passion, and not giving up, and determination will get you what you want. And I don't care what you're going after. Like I know that from personal experience, you know, like goosebumps, man. Like,
I see that.
Like, like I still get them.
Yes.
Just thinking about it. You know?
No, and that's dope though, because we, like, I think that what people need to hear, like kids nowadays, everyone just thinks that like how certain things happen nowadays with the internet being involved. It's super easy and quick. But they say like, oh, that guy's lucky.
Yeah.
He was just lucky or whatever. And it takes someone like you that's, a working class person, basically, a normal person, to put that message out there for people to really understand. And that's why, that's why I asked that. And it's cool that, you even get goosebumps still.
That's so sick.
Just thinking about that.
Yeah, you really got to dig. That's heart. Like, and you can tell somebody they have heart. They can say they got heart, but you don't know if you really have heart unless you know, it ain't easy. And like, just put a lot of heart and passion in my riding. Like I loved it so much. And, my first choice would have been to make it as a racer, and, so it was really cool and I had fun. I don't think I had the discipline for working out and doing all the laps as a racer. So I don't think I would have made that, but, so it was really cool to do the freestyle career and travel the world riding and stuff. And so, but yeah, it's not easy, like everybody, they grow up different, my mom wasn't around. My dad was a single dad married, raising 2 kids and whatever, you just got to take with what you got and run with it. And, I think grueling days, duct taping my hands together and just going back framing a house, just like, hoofing wood and just some grueling days, and being up in Tahoe, shoveling off roofs when it's sketchy, when you're probably going to slide off the damn thing. And, putting in a hard day's work in the snow. And it's just, everybody finds their heart and stuff different ways, but that was my story. And that's the way, like, and I was like, at Silver Oak, I was doing rain gutters and stuff and metal roofs, out there, and I'd watch people golfing in the middle of the day. I'm like, I just couldn't put it together how people could have that luxury, you know? And then, so like, I didn't quit until I was made it as riding and I could golf on Monday. Take them apples, So, it's little things like that, that I was like, that I didn't forget about, like, so it's, to be able to ride a motorcycle for a living. And, I think all the medals are cool, but man, to survive 22 years in freestyle motocross, I think that's my biggest accomplishment personally for me, because, I held Jim McNill as he passed away. I felt his last 30 minutes of warmth and seeing all my buddies get grenaded. I've been grenaded and just, coming back after injuries, we have all of us had to do it, motocross, it ain't for sissies. And, it helps build heart, and you spend time there when you see all the guys out, traveling and riding and you're pissed because you ain't there. So it builds some heart there, so to get back out there and keep digging, So.
I think it's also important for like someone that has talent, a lot of people take it for granted. Like they have talent, everything kind of does get handed to them. So they never had that like struggle. They never had to like be on a roof watching people golf and just having fun. And you're like, fuck, what can I do that? So they just take things for granted.
Some people have it a little easier. Some got to work a little harder, it's just the way it is. And like I said, it's just and those, not saying those dudes don't have heart, they still have heart. They've worked hard. Maybe they've trained and they've done their thing to get to that point. So it's not easy no matter how you get it there, so it's just, and you get a group of guys that come together and man, we all got hard. It was fun doing all the events. Like one more Nevada guy would come in, they're like, what the hell is in the water, Nevada?
What's in Nevada?
And then another guy comes in and dude, man, I would laugh over the years in the beginning of the years that we all jumped in freestyle there,
That's sick.
So I'd never forget that. Like it plays through my head, just people ask me, what the hell's in the water in Nevada? Like, some good shit.
To that point that you had earlier though, Jorge, about like some people have it a little easier and stuff like that. What I'm kind of conflicted on this statement of right place at the right time when I hear stories like yours, because you're just super inspiring. I think that it's more of like you put yourself in the right place at the right time versus because like I kind of hate that stigma of like people saying like, oh man, it's just right place at the right time, and then I ended up becoming a billionaire because the right guy was there or something like that, right? No, I feel like it's like a series of events where you put yourself there and now you're where you're at because of it. Because like that's all part of the grind, in my opinion.
I think it's a mix though, because
a little bit of everything.
Just what we're saying with him, how he explained it, which actually is cool because I didn't really know that story. But
so sick.
He was at the right place at the right time. But for the first,
I put myself there. I had to get in the top 20 out of like 60 dudes who flew over the world to be in that to the night qualifier, and then I had to get 11th to be the first guy to be picked to do that. So I did, but it's a little bit of luck, a little bit of capitalizing on opportunity and all that.
But you were ready though.
Yeah.
That's the thing.
Yeah.
That's the thing. You gotta like
I get that.
1 12-ounce later, I'm ready.
Yeah. Because you could have just been on, you know what, nah, I'm not feeling it.
And just dip.
And then Miles Richmond would have been the guy.
Yeah.
We kind of saw what happened to Miles in Step Up too.
Yeah.
Which I kind of want to bring up because he had a were you still riding at that time when he got hurt?
Yeah, I was there.
Okay, you were there.
I watched it. Like he did his whip thing because Miles was too smooth. Like that dude was Kevin Windham in freestyle. So he just curls it over and his bike, you just heard the 4-stroke shut off and then he had to step through the bars.
Whoa.
And then I ran around the landing to him.
Yeah, and it basically entered his career. I think,
he
grenaded
just rode for the first time like last week since like that was in like 2000. That might have been 2012. That big contest.
So
he rode 10 years later.
That's fucking wild.
So he just basically grenaded his leg, I believe, or
his
something like
ankle's
that.
fused.
Yeah. So it's one of those things like, how much longer did you ride after that? Seeing, things like that happen.
Yeah, I mean, another 10 years, like it's,
Well, in Step Up.
Oh, and Step Up, I did it up till 2016. So, and then, it was, didn't go so well for me in Austin there. I think I got like second to last twice in last, or maybe second to last in all three of them, man. I just wasn't flowing for me out there. It was just kind of weird, awkward conditions, but everyone had to ride it, so no excuses. And then I just got my butt kicked in. So, just
that's that warrior mindset.
Kind of decided it was time for me to tap out of that, and then had some years just kind of kicking back and slowing down. And as I'd travel, just enjoying doing different things and golfing all around. Just
I love golf.
Let's talk about that. What has this career? What are the highlights that it's brought to you? Not in the actual career, like winning or whatever, but like what has it brought to you that you're like, if it wasn't for motocross or a dirt bike, this would have never happened in my life. So, what are your top things that's happened?
Yeah, if it wasn't for, freestyle motocross, I wouldn't have traveled the world like I would have, it's been so awesome. Like just done some crazy stuff in South America. They're lighting the fence on fire. We're trying to ride the show and just crazy crap. The police officers let us hold their guns, just all kinds of crazy shit. Guatemala and just, just did some hairball shit. Like I like that. Like, I think there's something wrong with me, as you probably know. I really like traveling to the sketchy places. Like one of the last ones that I went to was we were in the Philippines probably in say 2017, and me and one of the other riders, they were racing and I was doing the freestyle show, and we talked to one of the locals and we jump in this little like side-by-side like cart thing, the little trike things, and we zip over to this little coffee shop. Because we're like, let's go to a bar, and like, well, the coffee shop over here, serves beers. So they just get us these tall beers, and they just sat them down on us, and the lady like goes back to the bar and then comes back and she's like, "Are those Americans?" And they're like, she's like, "Yeah, they're talking Filipino." And we're like, "What did they say?" They're like, "We need to go." They're like, two Americans just got beheaded 2 months ago down the street.
Shit.
Dude, we're all tall boys, dude. We're all
they're gone.
Let's go.
So,
holy shit.
Though.
Yeah. Those will go to waste.
Before you cut my head off. So, I had fun. I think traveling the world, Europe was awesome. Some great experiences over there. I really liked, being over there. And I got to ride in Osaka, Japan,
Nice.
So
wow.
The one goal that I wanted to do, one thing I didn't get to check off my list, like I had some things I really wanted to do, and, once I did freestyle, then get into X Games. And then I want to do a seat grab flip and do some freestyle in Australia. And I never got a ride in Australia. So that one sucks. I lobbied for some jobs down there, but it didn't pan out. But so I got one unfinished thing. But other than that, I covered the career. But I think just the thought that we made it as a group, knowing like where we came from as some little guys on 80s just racing each other, building jumps together. I used to have fun going to Bubs' house or Mike's and building some jumps, and, just the thought that we all made it, like, is just so cool to like look back on. Like, I just love our story. And then I think traveling the world is my biggest one. We've been to a lot of places and seen and done some crazy shit. So I like that. I like that wildlife.
That's it.
I have one that you did that I was like, it's cool because not many people are going to be, because you could buy a ticket to Australia right now and go travel.
Yeah.
But you got to drive the Metal Militia monster truck.
Yep.
How was that?
Dude, that was awesome.
Hell yeah.
The best way
when I say drive, you actually participate or
I jumped the shit out of that thing.
Yeah, you were in the actual show. It's
We're
not
not
like,
swear.
Yeah. Fucking run it, dude.
Okay, cool.
you were actually in the show. It's not like you just drove it around the block.
That's
Yeah,
sick.
no, and I'm not sure if it's a good idea to hand me 1,500 horsepower.
Yeah.
Like, that is not smart, but
That's
it was a
fucking
good
wild.
time. So yeah, the monster truck was awesome, and it's everything you dream of, but man, it hurts. It's rough.
Really?
And,
Yeah.
the best way that I can explain it, and I really love mosh pits. I was in the heat of the battle of like up at Boreal when they were 100-foot radius circles.
Yeah.
I was in
Warped
the
tour.
middle of that thing,
Holy shit.
I'd always, that was my thing. I'd do a couple shots of Jaeger and go get rowdy in those things. So I like
Yes.
mosh pits, right?
Yeah.
So that's my best way to explain it: is go to a punk rock concert or a Slayer concert and go in the mosh
That's
pit,
it.
and that's what it feels like in the mosh
You're just
pit
getting
truck.
tossed around, huh?
Yeah, like your hands are blowing off, and it's just you can't do nothing. Like one time, my gauges fell off in El Paso.
Holy
Yeah.
shit.
So I was like, and they the welder broke, of course. Why not, right?
yeah.
So they
of course.
zip tied the ever living mother out of it and tape, and I'm all, that's gonna come off in like 3 jumps.
Yeah,
Sure
yeah.
enough, dude.
Boom.
Gauges are going off, and I don't know how it didn't rip wires out, and the truck kept running. I stiff armed it into the chassis and just matted the thing and was driving my left hand, and I would drop it when I needed my right, and I'm just like doing this until I rolled the truck. So it's just rowdy in
Shit,
there.
Yeah.
So
Did they
That's
get bummed
fucking
at you when you crash?
no, because they want you to put on a good show, and
Mhm,
it's not
mhm.
staged like people think. It's really actually like, like everyone does do their best in the racing and stuff.
Yeah.
It's not. It does look staged. And Gravedigger being the popular truck, and they do
Mhm.
fan voting. Gravedigger gets the win majority of the time. But no, I mean, it was a straight up contest, and like it was cool because it was really nice for me. I like the vibe of that adrenaline, like the beginning of a show, the national anthem and the lights and the crowds
Mhm.
there, and then just knowing that I was like going to be 99% safe in the truck,
Mhm.
versus being with no roll cage around you on the dirt
Right.
bike. So I
Right.
was like,
Yeah.
that was one like feeling that I really enjoyed. Like it was just so cool. Just Matt and that horsepower, like it was
Just
fun.
having fun. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
I'll never
sick.
forget. I was in San Boyd. I got to drive the World Finals, and I like went to like the south side, and then I aimed towards the north side, and like where the jumbotrons up on the north side there.
Yeah.
And they had the biggest jump there. It looked like a big freestyle landing, and I like matted that thing from the corner, and I'm like, oh shit, I went too big. I'm scared.
Oh, shit.
And dude, I was staring level with the top of the jumbotron, and I'm all, mother of a god, just like
That's
it's just
wild.
a big mosh pit.
Yes.
And then the truck, like there was 2 like ridges, and it like landed right before, and then the truck like popped to the right and just like landed square back, like right at the shipping containers. And I was gonna go back down one more time and come back and then flip.
Yeah.
And I'm like, well, let's do it. And I'm like, mother of a god, mother of a god, mother of a god. Got to the container, just hit it, and just and it stuck it perfect. I'm like, yeah. And then I was so excited that I stuck the
Yes.
flip perfect. Next thing you know, I rolled the damn thing. But man, it hurts. Like I rolled.
That's crazy. I
Yeah.
didn't think that.
No,
Yeah,
it's so rough. Like my guy, like my crew chief, jumped in the truck and he put all of his weight standing right here above me, just cranked my belts down. It felt like, and you have little mini ratchets down here. And
click them in.
It
Yeah.
cinches
Yeah.
everything down. It felt like my pelvis was gonna break and my shoulders were gonna break. And then he did 3 strips of duct tape from the front of my helmet over the back of the seat. I'm like, tape that thing. I'm
What?
sending it.
Yeah.
Like, dude, because you get like a whack.
Yeah, you're not training.
Oh, and it was still.
Yeah. That's cool. That's cool because like you like us, we think you're in a monster truck.
Yeah.
We think your ride's probably like nice.
Huh.
No, it's not. It's not. You've been in a Ford Ranger with me, right?
Yeah.
So it's similar to that.
Yeah.
you know how bumpy that
That's
was.
awesome.
So no, it's definitely rough. So what I figured out is you don't want to jump this truck straight, and if you land it flat, it's like landing in a foam pit, and then you get when you flip in the foam pit and you get that ass check off the seat. That's what that feels like. Or if you get like a back to front, you get like a little smack off the seat.
Mhm.
So what you want to do is just one of the guys, I was like, damn, dude, that stuff hurts, and he's like, don't ever hit anything straight. Hit it just a touch crooked. Like, so then you can get the back to front and it just spiders in there and then it's pretty smooth.
So to us, it looks like you guys are so sketchy, but actually
That's how you want to, how you want to drive them.
Damn,
Yeah.
That's sick.
Like that, when you see them kind of hitting everything crooked, they're doing it. So
Yeah.
that's the insight behind the real deal.
Dude, we're getting some valuable insight on a lot of things here.
In case you get an opportunity to jump
Yeah,
off.
absolutely. When we buy, let's go buy one.
I mean,
We'll go halfsies on
I'll
it.
definitely crash one for sure if I was in it.
I kind of want
Can I
to
video?
Yeah,
roll
for
it,
sure.
you know?
The only time I actually been around a monster truck, Pastrana was doing some stuff out in Salt Lake City.
Yeah.
And I think his cousin was the one that was like,
Oh yeah, Cam.
Yeah.
Is it Special Greg maybe?
One of those guys was in the monster truck.
Right.
And they had this jump, man. And Pastrana, whole production. Dude, 50 cameras at least, right? Filming everything. This guy, I'm pretty sure it was his cousin. So he went up to the jump and like just looked at it. And everyone thought he was going to make another run. So no one filmed it. Dude, he jumped like I've never seen anything like that in my life. Just a truck just flying in the air, lands, his tires fall off, everything, and everyone's like, dude, no one was filming that.
No.
Like, everyone's kind of pissed off because they're like,
Man.
He's like, I thought you guys were filming. I said I was gonna take one run up to it and then go.
Communication is key.
Yeah.
Everyone's so pissed, but I couldn't believe it.
I remember that.
I was just standing there, and I was like, there's no way that guy
It
just went.
happened, yeah. That's
It's like that
wild.
Tesla that was flying, and did you see that? The guy that jumped that Tesla over and
yeah. Like nose manuals down the street.
Yeah.
that was wild, dude.
Oh my God. I love the caption on that one too. He's like, I stuck it.
Yeah.
It's like, what? That's nasty.
One thing I did want to bring up is this: that we do talk a lot about gaming and video games and stuff like that.
Mhm.
Out of the whole crew that we've grown up with and stuff, you might be the only one I've never seen or know of that likes video games. Is that true?
Yeah, I wouldn't say I didn't like them. I just
Never played them, huh?
No, I did. I mean, Excite Bike, man. You want to get down? No. I did for a long time, and I was actually into it and stuff. And then I don't know. I just grew out of it, and I just couldn't get into it. I was just focused on kind of riding and do my thing, Yeah, I don't know. I guess I don't really have an answer for that. I mean,
Well, that's why he's the GOAT of his discipline.
Yeah.
I'm sure if we ask like a LeBron, he's like, yeah, I don't play video games.
yeah.
Well, to follow up on that, because that's actually an awesome question to intervene this part where a lot of people do sports and then they have a pastime, like just to kind of to get away from their original, concept. So what would you say in your mind is like your pastime? Anything at all like that you might think that?
Yeah, it just backtracks to, what I do on my spare time is either I golf or I'd go hit the motocross tracks.
Nice.
I just love that. I mean, I lived in Southern California for a minute, tried to get into surfing, but that didn't work well. I was smashing off the ocean too much. So I figured I better stay in the desert. And, I mean, doing what we did, traveling like that's a full-time job, travel days. And then, I'd have a couple of days at home and I would just like ride or golf. And, probably, spent most time golfing and riding motocross. I just really love that stuff, and it's, moving out to Texas, I picked up bass fishing. So, it's pretty
nice.
cool. So
Yeah,
I don't know. I just kind of, I guess, like doing more physical things. I mean, I really like Tiger Woods golf. That's pretty fun. And I don't know. I never got into Call of Duty. I guess I never even really played it. I don't think.
Yeah,
I don't think
that's what I'm saying. You were
I
never
don't
like
think I ever like really played
the
it.
video game guy.
No, I don't think I ever played it.
no, hey, that's all right. I mean, golf is amazing. Golf's a
Yeah.
great pastime. Did you pick it up kind of early on? Like, have you always golfed, or is this?
No, it's kind of a motocross thing. This is a funny story. So we were going down to Southern California to go film with Jeremy McGrath. Still Roots, and Drake. I'm riding down there with Drake. So he's like, we're getting ready. He's like, you need golf clubs. Jeremy's gonna take us golfing. So I'm like, I don't know how to golf, but so I go to Walmart, spend $180, got a golf bag, and
Nice.
we in his little Ranger, we have our CR250s, our 50s, and our golf bags and gear bags. Drake's Ford Ranger's overloaded, and we go down. So that's kind of, I mean, I golfed maybe 3 times before that, but I never really golfed. So this is kind of where I picked it up, and I think it's just like a moto dude thing,
Okay.
or maybe moto chick thing, whatever, moto person thing. But
Yeah.
that's where it went. But just to trigger the stories, we were driving down there, and Lawrence Lewis, who filmed Still Roots, he's a big time filmer, and he's like, just call Jeremy McGrath. He's like, Drake has him on speaker. He's like, oh yeah, we'll just do that, no problem. So like, me and Drake do paper rock scissors because we're arguing who's gonna call. We're like, you call, you call. So Drake's like, all right. So Drake calls, no answer. He's like, your turn, and I'm like, dang it. So I call. And then Jeremy answers. I'm like, like trying to talk to him, And then so he's like, yeah, just come on over. So we go to his house, and Escondido and stuff. And then, yeah, it was just a great weekend. We got to ride and film there, and then, went golfing. So,
That's sick.
Since then, I was kind of hooked up on it,
Nice.
And just know, like, all the Nevada guys do. It was another thing that we did together, when we weren't out traveling and riding. So it just kind of stuck with me, and I like it, and I really suck at it still 20 years later. So
it's a hard one.
Yeah, it's definitely,
it's a tough one.
Yeah, it's a tough sport for sure.
It's pretty impressive how detailed it is.
Yeah. And how angry you can get at it.
How are you living your life now? You said you live in Texas.
Yep.
You have a 5-month-old?
Yep.
5-month-old boy. So how are you living your life now?
Yeah, the new lifestyle is out in Texas, by Fort Worth, and it's good. I like it out there. There's a bunch of motocross tracks, and then like I said, I picked up bass fishing, and then Crystal, my wife, she's from out there, so I thought I'd take a chance and go give it a try. I figured I could always move back, so I've been out there for 6 years now in May, so
nice.
It goes fast. Feels like I just moved out there, and it's good. I met some good, nice people out there, and have some buddies out there that we ride with and golf with and do all that, and ended up having a newborn son, Jet. Buyten, so
nice.
See if we get that little munchkin going on some bikes and golf, and see let him do what he wants to do, so it's all good. So the lifestyle's good so far out there. Got a nice house, sold my house here in Indian Hills, and upgraded us out there and got a rental going, so
nice.
Little income on the side there, and that's
the way to do it.
Good.
Absolutely. And congrats on the baby too, by the way.
Man.
Yeah,
Appreciate
that's awesome.
it.
Yeah,
Appreciate it, man.
I'm so stoked on that. Yeah, that's awesome.
It's cool. It's definitely challenging, like everyone has said, it's amazing and challenging at the same time. And man, when he gives his little laugh and stuff, and apparently he just rolled over for the first time back there, and I missed it.
He had to come here
behind the scenes.
He had to come here to roll over.
Jet B10's first rollovers at Jorge's, so it's documented.
There we go.
But it's good. No, I'm looking forward to seeing him grow up, and that's one of the main reasons to hang up the freestyle boots too. Is I want to be there for everything except I missed the rollover, but make sure Crystal and him are good and on the right foot, and need to be present for him.
Yeah. What's good about like everything that you've done throughout your whole career is like kind of how you look at Deegan. I don't know if you watch like his YouTube with his kid or anything like that, but a lot of things that like will come up, you've already experienced.
Right.
So I think you're like a good coach or motivator for your kid, so when he wants to do moto, you're like, all right, listen, dude, but you're not like a Jerry McGrath that was like the king of that, but you were in it enough to know. You're like, all right, this is how you do it, just how your dad told you, put on your pants just like everyone else does. So I think that's a thing that's a good quality for like a father that's been around, especially if you're going to be doing certain things where you already experienced it. So
right, yeah, and that's Crystal and I, we like travel in the world. She's a flight attendant, and she's been to a bunch of countries. So we want to bring him around and get him worldly. I think that's one big thing that I learned is traveling the world and just being like versatile around the world, not just stuck in Carson City like I probably would be doing construction. And nothing against Carson, but I just kind of felt that I was I needed to expand and be bigger for myself. So and I think that's very good. We're going to bring a lot of our knowledge over to Jet and, get him off on the right foot, and we, got a very nice house out in Texas, and, he's not going to, he's going to have to earn it. He's not going to get off easy. Yeah. So he's going to go through the school of hard knocks with B10 here. So that's, it won't be easy for him. Try to groom him into a good, solid man and a nice, respectful gentleman, and hopefully doing awesome things.
Yeah. That's the most important part, man. That's what, I'm like, once my kid reaches a age, like fucking, I'm cool to die or whatever. I don't care.
Yeah.
But I want to be there to make sure they grow up to
get off on the right foot.
Be respectful, human beings and just a good person.
Yeah, it's important, I think, and I think it's big for, I didn't have my mom growing up, around. So it's very important, I think, that they stay together. So that's one of my biggest goals, that Crystal and I stay together and, be there good for Jet to get him off on the right foot, and I'm sure you're the same way,
Yeah, absolutely. I like the name Jet too. What inspired that?
It's funny. Crystal called me and she's like, what do you think about, coming up with names, she's like, what do you think about the name Jet? And I'm thinking Jet Lawrence from Factory Honda. I've always been a Honda man, so I'm like, hell yeah.
That's right.
I'm like, it's a cool name. The dude's funny.
Yeah.
He's awesome.
Cool.
He shreds and on a Honda. And then, so she did it like thinking jets for like, because she flies on jets as a flight attendant.
Oh, sick.
So it kind of, we collaborated our thing together. So his room's awesome, he's got airplanes and then monster trucks.
Yes.
And then it was pretty cool. I got a little toy monster truck, Metal Militia hanging in his room. And then got a Jet Lawrence jersey hanging up in his room.
Got it all.
He's got a moto airplane theme. So maybe he'll be, ride some motocross and become a pilot. Hopefully guide him into something awesome like that.
Sick.
So with our knowledge and get him something cool. So that's how we came up with the name. It wasn't even like we didn't even really toss around many names. It was like, that's it.
That's it. That's the ringer.
That works out. That works out pretty good. Yeah, I like that.
I love that.
It fits us,
Yeah.
So.
He had a baby in during COVID.
Yeah.
And I was trying to get him to name his kid COVID Bryant.
Yes, dude.
But
he did.
Yeah, I mean that.
I ran it by the wife. She wasn't
Kobe Bryant passed away at the beginning of the year. There, you had him in.
The talents rolled over to his son.
That's so true.
So I told him, "Hey, this is the best opportunity for you, COVID Bryant, dude."
Yeah.
I ran it by the wife. She looked at me sideways. That's just. I mean, there's just no convincing her, unfortunately.
My neighbor, his last name is Shaft. So, and he wanted to name, and he's an NHRA, SHAFF, and he wanted and he's a big time mechanic, like he was an NHRA mechanic, and he wanted to name his kid Cam, so Cam Shaft. The wife wasn't out.
Oh shit! All right, man. Well, fuck, man. It's been great having you here. You gave us a lot of knowledge, which was actually awesome. I had a lot of stuff I didn't even know. So it's good having you here. What do you see for the future of Matt Buyten?
Yeah, no, I'm stoked to be here. Thank you guys for having me. I appreciate you guys. Cool to catch up and chat with you, joke around. And good thing my hairline didn't get brought into things. So we're looking good on this podcast here, gentlemen.
Well, I don't know if you saw people start getting slapped in the face for making fun of people's hair now.
Oh, do they?
Yeah,
cool.
I'm looking Will Smith.
Oh yeah. Yep. I'm gonna have to get on that program, sharpen up the triceps here. I think for me in the future is just I'm supposed to start this new job coming up here in the middle of this month in a couple weeks. Okay. So that's why I wanted to zip out here and do this vacation and get settled in with that, and then make sure that we're good. My main focus is making sure the family's good, and then just let Jet grow up and just take it as time comes, and just have fun in life. I want to, we want to travel. Crystal's going to go back to work, and we want to, just kind of travel and let Jet grow up, and we'll just take it as it comes. If he wants to ride, cool. If not, then because I know how painful it is. Yeah. I'm also cool if we don't ride, but I also know the fun that it can bring you around the world. So, I think the future is just, my main thing is just getting Jet. I've already experienced all that riding, so I'm gonna make a push to do Loretta's here. Hopefully, I can get in. I got one more. Made it from one qualifier to the next, trying to get through this next one, and then I'm going to shut it down and just kind of ride locally for fun, and then really focus on the family and make sure we're doing good and just having as much fun as possible, and golfing and riding, fishing, and just living,
goal oriented.
Keep inner smooth, because I probably should not be here. Like I didn't
cheated death more than once. I see.
Yeah, this cat had like over 18 lives. Like I don't know. I should not be here. We could go on a whole other podcast why some crazy dumb stuff I did because I make bad decisions, but I'm here.
And we're happy to have you, dude.
Brother.
That sounds like a good plan.
Yeah, thank you.
All right. And with that being said, thank you so much once again for coming on the show. We really appreciate it. We had a ton of fun. Yeah. Good laughs. Everyone out there, make sure you like, subscribe, go over to YouTube. Remember, we are the only gaming podcast over on Spotify that have video, so you can watch us on Spotify as well. All our social media is the Gamer Boyz. Just check us out there. Buyten, where could they find you on social media?
At Matt Buyten, MattBuyten, and hope to see you online, and thanks for having me.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. Yes. And like Jorge said, he did the outro just as beautifully as possible. Hopefully you guys do smart things, plan your life accordingly, whatever. You just take risks. Put yourself in the right place at the right time. With that said, ladies and gentlemen, please, game on.
Game on.